They have big hearts and a whole lot of horsepower. Brave souls and the will to win. Yeah, the faces have changed over the years, but the Silver Crown Sprint Car and Midget Series still chase the sound of thunder. They are the USAC heroes, and they live for Saturday night.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, on this final day of a huge weekend here in the Hoosier State as the Indianapolis 500 is racing just down the way. We are very excited to bring you live coverage of the 65th running of the Hoosier 100 featuring the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Klepper, and it's great to have you with us once again for a mega crown jewel event right here live on Flow. Fortunately, for all Hoosier 100 fans and all motorsports fans out there, the pending track service change from dirt to stone has not taken place, and we are ready to rock and roll here once again at the Indy Mile. The Hoosier 100 has been held annually since 1953, and today it remains one of the oldest, most tradition-rich racing events on the planet. Many of its winners have gone on to achieve legendary status in auto racing, with a list that includes A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti, who are among the 7 drivers to have won both the Hoosier 100 and the Indianapolis 500 in their careers, along with Bob Schweikert, Jimmy Bryan, Roger Ward, Parnelli Jones, and Al Unser. The Indiana State Fairgrounds has a unique place in automobile racing history. The flat mile dirt track just off 38th Street was the site of the first 1 mile per minute lap by Barney Oldfield in Henry Ford's famous 999 in June of 1903. A ton of history, and in this event for sure, it is an honor to bring maybe some new history to you tonight here on Flow. Who's here, you ask? Well, tonight's field includes the hottest dirt track racer in America at the moment, 7 USAC national champions, 13 Silver Crown winners, a 6-time All-Star Sprint Car champ, and that's just to name a few. Practice has just concluded as we get set for Fatheads Eyewear qualifying, and guess what? Young Money, Kyle Larson, if you didn't see it on Race Monitor, was the fastest in practice earlier today. He led the way over Aaron Pierce, Cody Swanson, the 5-time series champ, Justin Grant, and Sunshine Tyler Corney, the defending winner of the Hoosier 100. Chris Wyndham was 6th quick, Brady Bacon 7th. Mike Hagenbottom was 8th. Kevin Thomas Jr., the pole sitter from 1 year ago, and Russ Gamester rounding out your top 10. 36 cars and a USAC Silver Crown Stars signing in the pits here today. And again, as we get set for Fatheads Eyewear qualifying, 2 consecutive laps on the track. It's going to be fun here tonight at the Indy Mile. So here's a look at the format for tonight. As I mentioned, we'll have cars on the racetrack here in just a few minutes for qualifications. 2 laps to be run consecutively, with the fastest lap counting as the official qualifying time. Top 24 qualifiers locked into the feature event. Everyone else will go to the qualifying race. It will be 12 laps in distance. Top 6 finishers were transferred to the feature. 25th fastest qualifiers through the balance of the field will line up straight up based on qualifying results. Feature event, 100 laps. We all know that. 30 starters. Starting lineup determined by qualifying, and they will start straight up. Cautions will count here at the Hoosier 100, but only up till lap 98. The final 2 must be green, white, and checkered per the USAC rules. A beautiful day here in central Indiana as we take a look out over the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Great field in the pits. Fans treated to the Indy 500. You can see there, well, kind of right behind that pole, the big screen here showing the race from just down the road. A lot of fans coming in early to watch it here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Qualifying very important with the USAC Silver Crown Series. Here's a look at the drivers who have qualified on the pole for the Hoosier 100. Of course, A.J. Foyt and Johnny Parsons lead the way with 4 pole awards apiece. Judd Larson and Roger Ward with 3. 2, Al Unser, Chuck Gurney, Greg Weld, Jeff Swindell, Jimmy Sills, Cody Swanson, Larry Rice, Levi Jones, Manny Aiullo, Russ Gamester, who is here, as I mentioned, and Steve Chassie. And you can see all the drivers with 1 career pole award here at this very historic race. It's a very awesome place to race at, and we're glad that we could bring it to you live right here on Flow. Cars beginning to make their way over to the staging area. Then we will see them make their way onto the racetrack. Again, single car qualifying. That's how we do it with the United States Auto Club. And here at the Indy Mile, it's very cool to watch these guys run around the racetrack. They were hauling the mail in practice earlier today. We had about an hour of practice. Guys could kind of come out and run as many laps as they want during that time. They had about 10 cars on the track at the most. And then they'd give them a handful of laps, go caution. Anyone else would come out on the racetrack, and we would kind of cruise through it that way. But the hour went by pretty quick, and some pretty impressive times turned in, especially by Jake Swanson, third fastest, first time here in his second career start. Mike Hagenbottom there in the top 10. Of course, Kyle Larson back with the USAC Silver Crown Series, driving that number 19 car. Larson coming off his 9th World of Outlaw win recently at Red River Valley Speedway in North Dakota. And tonight, providing he puts it in the show, will be his first USAC Silver Crown Series start since 2012. Let's take a look at the top 15 all-time USAC Silver Crown Pole Award winners, and Cody Swanson leads the way with 31 as he was quick time on Friday night at Lucas Oil Raceway for the Dave Steele Carb Night Classic. Jimmy Seals second on the list with 21. Then the late, great Dave Steele with 19. T. Hines there fourth. Jerry Coons Jr. fifth. J.J. Yaley, Bobby East, Chuck Gurney, Jason Leffler, Rich Vogler all tied with 9. Dave Darlin, Russ Gamester, Levi Jones, and Johnny Parsons tied with 8 for 11th all time. And Jack Hewitt, Tanner Swanson, and Josh Wise. Again, a look at the top 15 all-time USAC Silver Crown Pole Award winners. So a pretty impressive list of drivers, and all these cool graphics that we're going to show you here tonight for the Hoosier 100. It's just really a who's who in auto racing for the last 50-plus years. It's unbelievable who have raced in this series, who's won in this series, who's won this event, as it is a crown jewel. It's been a crown jewel for a long time, and we're glad that we can bring it to you here live on Flow tonight. Christy Bemis, Drake York will be joining us during the pre-race show here in just a little bit. We'll get to that just after Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Fatheads Eyewear back to sponsor qualifying as they have for a long time, kicking in extra $100 to the driver who sets fast qualifying time during time trials for each and every USAC National Midget Sprint and Silver Crown event throughout the year. Hardcore since 04. Online at fatheads.com. Rico Elmore helping Cody Swanson out, getting to the ARCA Series earlier this year, and of course was on the side of the Indy Pro 2000 car that he drove to victory lane in his first career start at Lucas Oil Raceway last Friday night. Had a few issues in the feature for the Silver Crown cars, and Swanson raced that Nolan Racing 20 car back into a 10th place finish. So even when they have problems so far this year, he was 11th at the Grove, Sealings Grove that is. He won at Salem, and he was 10th at Lucas Oil Raceway. It was his brother Tanner Swanson picking up the win on Friday night. Cody went on to win the sprint car portion of the night before the 500, and congratulations to Bobby Santos, who won the midget portion of the night before the 500 last night at Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis. Speaking of Lucas Oil Raceway, all our great contingency award winners from Friday night's Dave Steele Carb Night Classic. It was Cody Swanson, your Fatheads Eyewear fast qualifier. He also picked up that $1,000 bonus courtesy of Mack and Carroll Steel. Your KSC Racing Products hard charger was Patrick Lawson from 21st to 7th. Made a big move there, and he looked pretty good in hot laps here today at the Hoosier 100. Your Willwood Brakes 13th place finisher went to Matt Goodnight. And your Jerry Medlin 16th place finisher in memory of Jerry Niemeyer was Tody Breininger. And Medlin also kicking in that money tonight for the 16th place finisher in memory of Jerry Niemeyer. So we will have that contingency award as well, as it looks like we have cars making their way out on, or a car, I should say, making his way out onto the racetrack. And it's a special night for this driver. Of course, driving the number 51 out of Peru, Indiana, the Gamester Racing, Arnie's Ace Hardware, GRP chassis, Kircher Chevy powered entry. This is Russ Gamester. 8 times a pole sitter in the USAC Silver Crown Series, as he will bring it off turn at number 4. And Gamester will take the green flag and head down into turn number 1. 1 mile, of course, here at the Indy Mile at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, a monster-sized racetrack. If you've never been here, the flat track motorcycles raced here recently. It's great to be back. We thought last year was going to be the final event for the Hoosier 100. And of course, some good things come out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Unable to get the track where the horse people wanted, and they're going to leave the dirt on there for us to check out the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. First lap for Gamester, 33.274, 33.274. Gamester holds the record for consecutive starts in the Hoosier 100 with his 23rd in a row, coming last year, looking for 24 tonight. He's also in the top 10 in miles completed in the Hoosier 100 with 1,649 miles run, good for 5th on the all-time list. Gamester, a former pole sitter in the field, as well as Kevin Thomas Jr., Brady Bacon, and Cody Swanson. Second lap is quicker, 32.910, 32.910 the lap for Russ Gamester. And next up to take the green flag, getting sideways down in turn number 1, your pole sitter from 1 year ago, driving the number 9 car from Coleman, Alabama, Chris Dyson Racing, JBI Group. Thetford, No Cold, Racer Magazine, Maxim with a Kistler Sheffy. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. KTJ on the racetrack. Of course, finished up second in last year's Hoosier 100. Great race battle there as Tyler Courtney got around the outside, heading into turn number 1 as KTJ crosses the stripe. First lap, P1 so far, 32.743, 32.743. Quick time thus far for Kevin Thomas Jr. One lap track record set back in 1995 by Johnny Parsons, 31.379, 31.379, 114.726 mile an hour average. As KTJ brings it off of turn at number 4. And the second lap for Kevin Thomas Jr. is better, 32.363. 32.363. See up on the ticker on top will be the fastest lap for each driver. Also top left underneath the NOS Energy Drink logo. We'll have the top 3 and the splits there as well. Chad Kemenaugh now hits the racetrack. Bob Hampshire spinning the wrenches. Of course, Hampshire, a 7-time winner here at the Hoosier 100, I should say, with Jack Hewitt and Cody Swanson. Chad Kemenaugh, a 6-time All-Star Circuit of Champions champion. He was 18th at Selinsgrove, driving that number 15 out of the Buckeye State Radio Hospital Hampshire Racing Engines Maxim. As Kemenaugh crosses the stripe to complete his first lap on the clock, and he goes to the top of the speed chart, 32.198, 32.198 for Chad Kemenaugh. Last year, won top 10 in 4 starts as he debuted in the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. He was his best finish at DeCoin during the Ted Horn 100. Former Ohio Speed Week champ as well, and already you can see the groove laid out in practice. Don't want to get into the loose stuff on the outside, especially here in qualifying, and you can see it. It happened to Cody Swanson last year, entering turn number 1 on the first lap, as the second lap a little slower for Kemenaugh. So he'll take the first lap. Quick time to this point, 32.198. Kyle Robbins hits the racetrack, currently 3rd in the points, just 18 behind Cody Swanson, just 8 behind Justin Grant as they battle for 2nd. Robbins in that straight up number 7 out of Newcastle, Indiana. Magnum Machine and Tool, Wilwood disc brakes on the side. It's a Beast chassis with a Jackson Chevy underneath the hood. Had his career best finish on the half mile at Selinsgrove in the Keystone State. First lap, 33.101, 33.101. First lap for Kyle Robbins. He finished up 3rd at Selinsgrove, was 8th at Salem, 17th Friday night at Lucas Oil Raceway. Last year, Robbins finished up 10th in the points with 2 top 10s, 1 at Salem, 1 at Lucas Oil. Getting a little sideways there, coming off turn number 4. Checker flag is out to complete his Fatheads Eyewear qualifying effort, and his second lap is a little slower, 33.921. 33.921 for Kyle Robbins. So right now it's Chad Kemenaugh, Kevin Thomas Jr., Russ Gamester, and Kyle Robbins, the 4 cars that have qualified to this point. 24 times the pole sitter has gone on to win the race here in the Hoosier 100. Could it happen here tonight? Up next, a rookie in the USAC Silver Crown Series. Not a rookie behind the wheel of an open wheel car. Been doing it for a long time. He's out of Fort Collins, Colorado. The BG Automotive, BG Products, Simpson Race Products beast with a Parker Chevy. Here is the 06 of Brian Gossel. Gossel in his first career start, solid top 5 finish at Sealings Grove as he finished up in 4th position. 16th at Salem, 21st Friday night at Lucas Oil Raceway in the first lap, 34.436, 34.436 for Brian Gossel. If you're just joining us here live on Flow, 36 cars signing into the pits tonight as we are very early in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Johnny Parsons laying down the track record back in 95, 31.379. 31.379. I would say most of our crew here tonight was not even alive when Johnny Parsons set that lap. Am I correct? We got a young bunch, but they do a great job here on Flow for sure. Second lap for Gossel, 33.890, 33.890. I was already out of college. Looking over at Devin over here. Were you even born in 95? That's the year you were born. Okay, so you missed it. That's when Parsons laid down quick time. The year you were born. So 3 months old, he says. Wow. Yeah, good stuff. Dallas Hewitt hits the racetrack there in that number 57, of course, the nephew of Jack Hewitt. Great to see him back with the USAC Silver Crown Series this year. He drives that number 57 out of Troy, Ohio. Lone Star Pawn Shop, Keen's Auto Body on the side. It's a Beast chassis. Myers Chevy power plant. Last year we saw we saw Dallas Hewitt run with us 4 times. His best was 14th at the Grove. Williams Grove, that is. 5 career Silver Crown starts. And the first lap for Dallas Hewitt, 34.281, 34.281. Dallas Hewitt passed a bunch of cars back at 16 at Eldora Speedway with the USAC Silver Crown Series and trying to get a solid starting spot here. We know track position is, I don't want to say it's everything, but it's a lot here at the Indy Mile. Definitely starting up towards the front gives you a better shot of a good finish, if not a win, and Hewitt jumps up 1 spot to 5th overall, 33.554, 33.554 for Dallas Hewitt. Taking the green flag now, your defending winner of the Hoosier 100 here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, driving car at number 97. He's a former USAC National Midget and Sprint Car Champion. The Lamers Motor Racing, Stanton Racing Engines, Utica Bar, DRC, Stanton Mopar Powered Car number 97 from right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is Sunshine Tyler Courtney. Courtney running a limited USAC National Sprint Car schedule this year. Currently second in the points on the midget side of things, just 31 behind Big Daddy Chris Wyndham. And first lap for Sunshine goes third quick, 32.883, 32.883. First lap for Tyler Courtney. So Tyler Courtney working through turns 3 and 4. And he will cross the stripe on his second lap. He'll slow down just a little bit, 33.031. So about 2/10 slower on lap number 2 for Sunshine. And right now puts him 3rd overall here early. Just 7 cars taking time so far here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. You can see him kind of dancing around the back straightaway. They got to stay on the gas pretty much as they race through turns 1 and 2 after the checkered to make it around to the front. They enter the pits coming off of turn number 4 as our next qualifier hits the racetrack, driving car number 18. The driver, a veteran out of Pendleton, Indiana. EGR, E. Gorman Incorporated, Smith Family Farms, DRC, with a J&D Ford. For Wellpot Racing, here is Travis Wellpot. 16 career USAC Silver Crown starts for Wellpot. 3 of them here in 2020. As he crosses the stripe, first lap 34.417, 34.417. Trying to stay in the groove, keep it low.